This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. You remember Alfonso Ribeiro, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Carlton.
He was on Jimmy Kimmel's show and shared how he is tired of being asked to do his Carlton dance from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah.
Why would he be tired of doing something so ridiculous like that?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to do the dance or any of that stuff.
Yeah. Thank God, thank God.
You must want to kill people when they ask you to do that, right?
And I won't say kill, but I don't have a love for it like they do. I typically get asked to do the dance pretty much every day of my life if I go outside.
For real?
Yeah, if I go anywhere, it's like, I just randomly hear people, do the dance!
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not dancing for you. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how that comes off.
I couldn't imagine doing that to him.
Yeah.
I'd be so excited to meet him. I can't get a picture. But I would never be like, hey, dude, do that dance for me.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing to do. And everyone probably thinks they're the only person that's ever asked him to do it.
And I'm a hypocrite on this because I remember that I thought, what's so bad about Jimmy Walker, who used to say dynamite way back in the day. And he used to be pissed about that. And I feel like they really are the same thing, but I was like, Jimmy, what's the big deal? It made you so famous. Why do you care? But the dance seemed, I don't know, telling someone to dance for you just seems like way more over the top than just saying something.
Both probably very annoying, but doing the dance, I think, is far more annoying than having us just say dynamite. But Jimmy J.J. Walker was like the first to be of the celebrities that was just like, no, F you guys, I'm not doing what you want me to do for you. And it's like, he was like lambasted for that. You remember, like,
yeah,
so many people were like, oh, don't ever have him on your radio show because he won't do dynamite. And you're like, well, maybe he has more to offer than just dynamite. And he's actually a pretty fun guy to talk to, except for when you asked him to say dynamite.
Yeah. And here's what I was, now, if he's in the room with us, promoting something, asking, then I don't think it's out of the zone for us to say something like that. Even if Alfonso came in the room and said, hey, I got a book, I'm doing whatever, I feel like
dance for me first.
Well, I feel like it's not wrong when it's like, look, you're here for entertainment purposes. It's different than just some rando yelling at you in the street.
That's like someone being at the grocery store like, hey, you're here to buy this thing. If you want to buy that, you got to dance for me.
Yeah, and also, too, he was on Jimmy Kimmel, and Jimmy Kimmel was like, no, I'm not going to ask you to do that. That's the same.
He's a good human being, like BJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on a second.
He's promoting something.
Hold on a second. I would be glad to dance for my food at the grocery store. Do you know how expensive?
You still got to pay for it.
Yeah, you still have to pay.
Oh, no. That's different. But then your analogy is wrong.
My analogy isn't wrong.
What
it's
are we
not
getting
right
from?
either.
Yeah. It's completely wrong. Jesus, why am I? Wait, you know what? Would you please dance for me?
No, I'm not dancing for you.
Well,
I'm
you
sick
know
of
what?
dancing for people.
Yeah.
If I was Alfonso, what I would do is say, no, you dance for me. And then I would film it, and I would create like a stupid social media thing where I'm just showing other people attempting to do my dance.
Actually, that'd be amazing.
Right? I'm sorry, but I'm still bitter.
That's a way to turn that around, though.
Right. You got to dance for me first, and then have them dance, and then you create like a little video montage. And, and put it on social media for likes.
Yeah, you know what? You can try that on my show. You know how I am. You know how I'm still mad at Hugo Weaving because he wouldn't dance
for
me.
For you.
Yeah, he wouldn't pull this. Yeah, oh, that's all right. Hold on a second.
I'll pull something for you.
He wouldn't say Mr. Anderson.
Right. And you're still mad about it.
I'm very mad about it.
This was like over a decade
Because
ago.
I promoted this movie that, frankly, not a lot of people saw. Not a lot of
I don't
people
even
cared
remember
about.
what movie he was talking
It
about.
was actually V for Vendetta.
Oh.
That's how long ago this was.
Pile of a film.
You never saw it.
I did too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
I feel like it should be a why.
It's like
not a
back
why.
when
We interviewed somebody
Yeah.
for it.
I wouldn't have never recommended that movie for
I went
you.
to the theater and saw it with you, I believe.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a different story. It's probably free then.
Oh, it's definitely free. I wouldn't pay for that.
Yeah.
It was fine, but I wouldn't pay for it.
That's yeah. I
Couldn't get me to dance enough for something like no.
that was one of my favorite movies. All right. So
That's why I make
this whole
fun of
break is really going. It's not going the way I wanted it. I don't get I don't get anything out of this break.
I mean, if he's having a bad day, imagine you're just like something happened at home and you find out your dog's sick or like I don't know.
Yeah, something's tough.
You're having a rough day, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're just trying to go to the store to get something. And someone's like, hey, Carlton, dance for me.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that we haven't heard more like outbursts from him. Like, Carlton or Alfonso Ribeiro just told somebody to F off. And you're like, well, he's a jerk. It's like, no, he probably had a bad day and someone asked him to dance for him.
Yeah, I completely agree with you that just randos in public, no.
But they should do whatever you want.
Well, if they're on a program with me and it's a quid pro quo, say, would you promote my book or promote my movie or promote my thing? I don't think it's out of line at that point when I go, hey man, any chance we could do the dance together, or you could do the something, or asking Jimmy Walker to say Dynamite when he's on a promotional tour. That's a quid pro quo thing. I really don't think it's out of the ordinary to ask.
But would you? Well, you would, because we know you would.
Yeah,
would you be upset if they turned you down?
Oh, Hugo Weaving, I don't think I'll ever talk to the guy.
I'm not saying it's wrong of you to ask, but I think it's wrong of you to be mad at them if they decline.
Oh, yes. Totally mad at them. It's a way, Billy, because I think it's very one way with some of the folks that call into us radio shows.
But in their head, they're thinking they're doing you a favor as well by being on the show, because hopefully their fans are going to now tune in to listen. So they are feeling like one hand is washing the other already, and now you're adding on a dance routine.
Well, and why do you think people are tuning in? Because they remember them from the other thing. They don't remember them for the new thing.
I don't know if anyone's really tuning in so they could hear you satisfy your fantasy of Carlton dancing for you.
No, but I mean the point being is that they don't want to do their old stuff. You know what I mean? That's my it's like a band where you go, yeah, I know you have new music, but we know you for the other song. Can you play the other song too? Like when sometimes they'll do stuff and they'll play all their like written new music up front, and a lot of fans will be like, well, what about the?
It's like all of a sudden, like someone showed up this morning and you just handed him a guitar and say, "Play that song for me." And the guy's like, "I don't really want to play that song. I didn't know I was going to have to do that."
Well, I mean,
would you be mad at them?
Well, it depends on what they want us, what they want us to do. If they wanted to play like a new song, I'd be like, well, it really depends on who it is. I mean, at that point, if they're playing a song, I suppose I can't really be upset about it because they're still playing. They're doing something.
So, Carlton, sure, dance for me. But if Will Smith came in, you wouldn't say rap a song for me, right? Because you'd be afraid he'd punch you or something.
See, yeah,
It just depends on how successful you are.
Yeah, but I might ask him to do some Men in Black because that's one of my favorite movies, and maybe he won't want to do any Men in Black lines. He'll be like Hugo Weaving.
Wild West for me.
Yeah, see, we got a lot
to
of
get jiggy with him.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
We are all getting slapped. We are all getting slapped.
The most hated show by celebrities.
They just want to satisfy their weird fetishes.
Hold on, though.
Come on our show.
Let's be fair to Will Smith. The only time he's ever slapped anybody is just because somebody, put his wife's mouth in their, or his wife's name in their mouth.
True.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, the other thing, I have no idea if that's happened.
Oh, dear.
I do know
Rumor has it.
every once in a while there's an open situation with the Smiths, though, so there could be a lot of wife's mouths and things. But, I mean.
So if we had an adult film star, and would you just say, hey, have sex with me?
I never thought of that, but it does track with the same logic. So
Yes, I found an analogy that works.
Yeah, it does track. I mean,
Show us your talent.
Right? And all of a sudden,
well, hold on a second, though.
Riley Steele and Riley, have sex with me. Why won't you have sex with me? You have sex with other people on camera.
But there are people that have come in my career have gotten naked. Like they would argue, why do I got to get naked for a radio interview? But there have been adult film stars that have gotten naked at the different interviews I've done over my career.
I remember having, Jesse Jane, Stoya, and Riley Steele in. And at no point did we ask any of them to take off their tops. But during a commercial break, one of them just did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because you know why? Because they understand, okay, we're performers and this is a performance. They understand that.
Looking, I'm like, this is awesome, but I have no idea how to recover from this. I'm just like, thank you.
Yeah, see, I think that they just know that that's what they, because pretty much every adult star back in the day, and this is all the way from like when I was in the 80s doing this, every show I was on, they just knew this is what we do.
The other two are almost like looking at her like, you don't have to do that. Like, no one asked you to. And she's like, it's fun.
Yeah, my shirt's.
That's because, you know what? People are givers, Steve. People are
It's too
givers.
tight. It's too tight. I need to get this off.
Get it off.
Yeah, look, you don't want to be uncomfortable. It's really important.
Honestly, if I was that hot, though, I would probably do the same thing just randomly all the time.
Especially if I'm a porn star.
Yeah.
And I would do it during a commercial break just to rattle the hosts.
Yeah.
Like, look at these. All right, back. We have traffic to report on right now. It's stiff outside.
1 minute till we're back on.
And then there's Bobby Lee, who's not a stripper and decided to also get naked in our studio, and nobody ever asked for that.
And down the hall, too.
In front of our boss's office. But at no point did we say, if you said, hey, Bobby, can you get naked and lay down in front of our boss's office? And he said no, would you be mad at him?
Yeah, well, it's not his forte. You know what I mean?
What if it
it's not
was?
It's not what he's known for. Well, he's
That's
not.
what I know him
he is
for,
known
so.
for it now.
That's true.
Yeah, now other radio shows are like, you did it for BJ and Migs. Why won't you get naked for us, Bobby Lee? Yeah, I know that was a little over delivering right there. That was something like, geez, Bobby, no.
I would pay good money to have Alfonso Ribeiro be in studio one day just to have that moment happen.
You keep my dance out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I now know. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do it now. I now know that's his rule. I didn't know that about Hugo Weaving. I thought, how difficult is it to say, Mr. Shea? And he's like, I'm sorry, mate, I can't remember how to do that, which was a nice way of going, go F yourself, mate.
That was funny.
What if we had Alfonso Ribeiro on the phone? And would you ask him to do it?
Do the dance for us?
Yeah.
That would be hysterical.
Yes, I'm totally doing it right now.
No, it will send you a Zoom link. You have to.
Oh, no.
We need proof.
That would be hysterical. But it was like, yeah, sure, I'm dancing for you on the phone, Steve. Hear me?
Or I go to the publisher like, look, no, we won't do the interview on the phone. Well, we'll do it via Zoom if that's cool. And like, why do you guys want to have him on Zoom? Well, that way we can see him dance for
Yeah,
us.
I mean, because he loves to dance. He was. We heard him on Jimmy Kimmel. Says he loves it when people ask him to dance. Right? Yeah, that'll be it. Well, those gender reveal parties. Some people love them, some people don't. And we had one that went wrong. A gender reveal going wrong.
Shocking.
And creates a massive panic for all the party goers. Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Pain in the Grass. It's back. The biggest rock festival in the Pacific Northwest returns to the White River Amphitheater. 3 big days, man. Well, I mean, we're making up for lost time.
Yes.
So what we got is Labor Day weekend. So you really, if you're lucky enough that you get that Monday off, this is giving you, 3 huge days. You don't have to worry about getting up on a Monday. So we got Friday, which is the 2nd of September. That's Incubus Sublime with Rome. And they're headlining that show. That's going to be a good deal. Saturday, September 3rd, you get Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin, Bush. That's a good deal. And as Steve has pointed out, we are celebrating all the eras of our 51-year history.
Different vibes for each day, including Sunday, where we're going back to the old days, BJ.
Oh, we sure are, man.
Red
We are.
Rocker.
Oh, Sammy. That's right, Sammy Hagar in the Circle, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Queensryche, and a band that really fits in with any time. I mean, you can put them anywhere because they're just so awesome. The Glorious Sons also going to be there.
They got a timeless sound. It's good.
Yeah.
And a lot of great local bands, which I'm very excited about because it's awesome to see some hardworking local musicians getting the chance to be seen on a big stage. Guys like White Only in the Wreckage, Always Naked, of course, Glenn Cannon and The Damage Done, bunch of other great bands. Spike and the Impalers is going to be a part of it. That'll be fun.
How cool is that? Yeah. And look, if 3 days isn't enough, you can do the pre-funk. Join us at the Moore Theater for the official kickoff party. That's Wednesday, August 31st with the Pretty Reckless and Aaron Jones. So, yeah, you're going to be like, I want tickets for all of it. Well, you can get them on sale Friday morning, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at Ticketmaster. There are $9.99 early bird lawn tickets available. That's tomorrow morning as well, but you got to be a Rockaholic Club member. And that's an easy club to join. It's free. Sign up today at KISW.com. We do have a limited number of BJ and Migs party tickets each day as well. Again, more info at KISW.com.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Law Tigers for giving us the Migs Report. Today is a day to click on those thumbnails. Happy International Nurses Day. Oh, nice. I feel like we had another Nurses Day earlier, too.
Well, you know what? It's that way might have just been national.
That's true. This one is international, so you can watch those videos from Sweden.
Yeah, that's
nice.
it. Yeah.
It's also national. That's a weird transition. I don't know if you want to Urban Dictionary this, but happy National Nutty Fudge Day.
Oh, I hope it's just fudge with nuts in it, and that's it.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
Nice slab of fudge. I always like getting that, don't you?
It's you know what? It's good. I'd much rather have a Nutty Buddy ice cream, but I mean that's Nutty Fudge ain't bad.
I like that fresh one, like at a fair when they get the knife.
Oh well, when it's fresh
fudge.
Yeah,
the
fresh
peanut butter one too. Oh, forget about it.
Forget about it.
It's also National Limerick Day.
Oh, that's right.
Once
yeah,
was a man from Nantucket.
Okay. Right. Yeah, it's good limerick. It's timeless.
There once was a hooker named Sue who filled her you-know-what-ski with glue. Oh. When they paid her to get in, she said with a grin, "You must pay to get out, too."
Oh, wow.
It's a good limerick.
Good morning, everybody.
You know what? This just shows you that humanity has always been class. It's just been the epitome of class.
I wrote a limerick for you, BJ.
Oh, you have another one?
Well, it's National Limerick Day, so I decided to write one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There once was a man named BJ who came to work on a Thursday. He looked at Steve with wonderful glee whenever he played Dominic the Donkey.
Hey, jingity-jing.
Wow,
It's Dominic.
That was the best one ever, Steve.
Thank you.
That was really a stretch on the whole rhyming.
BJ, Thursday, Donkey.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're Shrek, Donkey. Yeah.
Donkey.
Makes sense.
It's a long way to go just to troll with Dominic.
Yeah, sure is.
Every morning I try and figure out ways I can do that, Rev. Today, maybe not my best effort, but you know what? Tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah, it was an effort.
It was.
Donkey.
Thank you, Shrek.
All right, let's talk about gender reveal parties. Sometimes they go also terribly wrong.
Yes.
And, of course, everyone loves to do creative ones. I did see one that I thought was kind of fun. I'm not a fan of gender reveal ones, but, you see them all the time. So every once in a while you got like, all right, that one wasn't so bad. So it was like a couple that were on the ice, and they were shooting at a goalie, and the way they did the gender reveal is one of the pucks, when you went for the slap shot, would explode. Not like explode like a boom dynamite, but like, just like broke open.
That was a great impression of an explosion. Boom, dynamite.
Boom. There goes the dynamite.
Wow, okay. So this was the puck exploded to the color of, of the gender. Okay.
So they took a big slap shot, and boom, there was a pink cloud.
Ah.
Everyone was happy.
Yay.
Right, so this person decided, you know what, I'm going to do it where I have a smoke bomb that will go off.
That's not a good idea.
And, of course, if the smoke bomb is pink, that means it's a baby girl. Blue, of course, a boy. Well, the smoke bomb went off, and it started choking people because of the fumes and the smoke that went off as well. They were outside, but it was so thick and so bad that people started panicking, and people were, like, choking. Luckily, everyone's okay, but maybe in the future, don't go so intense with the smoke bomb. In fact, here's the audio.
Get the baby! Take her in! Run!
Yeah, children are choking.
Yeah.
Also, it kind of looked a little purpley. Like, is it pink or is it blue?
Maybe they're twins, both a boy and a girl.
Who knows? Maybe it's, hard to decide right now.
Maybe it's an alien.
Maybe their parents are just stupid.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you don't want to talk about stupid. This might be the dumb. The other day we talked about that guy who proposed to a woman while they were waiting in line at a McDonald's. And we're like, that's a pretty dumb way to propose to somebody.
Story, yeah.
Well, I think we found even the dumbest way ever.
Okay.
At a funeral. Oh. The pastor, I guess, was there. There was a funeral for a man who passed away. And, of course, his daughter is grieving. So what does the pastor do? Drop to one knee and propose to her. I guess they were an item.
Are you so he decides this is the time I'm going to propose to you while you're grieving the death of a family member?
This happened in South Africa, and while this woman's grieving the loss of her father, the pastor, who must have been her boyfriend as well, otherwise it's super weird.
Really better have been.
It's like, you know what? You know how I can help improve the moment and make you feel better?
Oh boy!
By dropping to one knee and saying, "Will you marry me?" Well, I mean, maybe he was trying to get the father's blessing.
Oh, I see. So he's two birds.
Or he waited until this moment because he knew that Dad wouldn't say yes, and he could just be like, ah.
I mean, there's really just a lot of quick thinking going on here.
Yeah, he kneels in front of the woman with the microphone in his hand, pops the question. Of course, everyone there is like, what the hell is going on?
Why are you? And he's the pastor as well. God, on every level, this guy is just,
And then in the video, you see him put the ring on the finger. So it looks like she said yes.
Wow, they deserve each other at this point.
And then at one point during the whole thing, he goes, thanks God for, being with my girlfriend in our life during such a difficult time and all this stuff. And everyone's just like, what are we watching? Like, this is a funeral. And now a lot of people are giving him a hard time for making the occasion about himself, which, I mean.
Dudes tend to want to fix everything. I can see in his brain where he would think, I don't want to see you sad, let me fix that. And thought that would be, because that's a dude's way of going about life. But that doesn't work.
This is an awesome standoff between some idiot criminals.
Okay.
So it happened at a hotel in South Carolina. Of all things, an employee at a hotel accidentally gave a couple the key to someone else's room over the weekend.
Oh, that's not good.
And of all people you give it to, a couple of criminals.
Well,
so
that's
instead
perfect.
of giving back the key, they're like, screw it, let's go into this room. They went in there and took a bunch of stuff. Well, they were staying right next door, and they put all the stuff in the back of their truck outside, which is also stupid because you're staying at the same hotel. The people who you just stole from are going to look around and see their stuff in the back of your truck.
I feel like that wasn't the smartest.
The people they stole from were construction workers, so it was like a bunch of tools and things along those lines. So they saw all the stuff sitting in the truck, so they're like, screw it, let's take it back. You're like, okay, well, this problem's over. Nope, the two thieves noticed all that and decided to confront the two construction workers. They had a knife and a stun gun. And the construction workers were like, we don't have weapons, but we have tools. So they took one of those levelers, like that, like with the bubble kind of thing. It's like 4 feet long. And just started beating the criminals.
There we go. Don't mess with construction workers, boys.
Play stupid games.
I love this. That's right. I'm going to level you right now, pal.
Of course, cops show up. Unbelievable. All right. Joe, I'm sure you're paying attention to the NBA playoffs. Thumbs up so far on it or thumbs down? Thumbs down. Oh. Probably because his team's not in it. Oh, that's right. He's a Lakers fan.
Celtics, too.
Oh. That's the Lakers and the Celtics? Yeah. I know we've talked about that before. That's just weird. That's like in the Yankees and the Mets. or the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Right? Yeah. I'm not a big basketball fan, so I didn't really instill in him a love for the Celtics as much as maybe you would think he'd have. So he kind of likes the Celtics, but he really does like the Lakers.
I think he put money on the Celtics.
Oh, okay. Well, if money's involved, that's fine.
I didn't know my son's gambling on sports.
Uh-oh. You lost some of your money, BJ. You didn't even know it.
Wow.
So Tuesday, the Miami Heat were playing the Philadelphia 76ers. I guess the Heat ended up winning the game like 116-108. They have a 3-2 series lead. But the weird part about the game is it was like at one point during the game, the coach is like, okay, I'm like, you can tell he's like tense. He's feeling the moment. And DJ Khaled, I can't say it any other way other than that way. The guy that's in like every song just decides to give the coach a back rub in the middle of the game.
What?
I guess they know each other.
But still
kind of weird. Like DJ Collins is like moving around. He's like walking and working the crowd like he's a member of the team. Yeah. And then he just gets behind the coach and just gives him a good shoulder rub.
Yeah, that's what are you doing, DJ?
The best part is the play-by-play announcers are like, what's going on?
A true Miami moment in this one. Record producer and recording artist DJ Khaled giving head coach Eric Spoelstra a shoulder rub. The Heat were so hot, Khaled had to cool off coach.
Again, what is he doing?
No one else could get away with that.
Yeah,
if I just decided, I'm giving Pete Carroll a back rub, I think I'll be escorted out of the game.
Yeah, that's if you weren't leveled first by somebody.
That's a good point.
Jeez.
And the coach after the game, of course, had to talk about it during the press conference.
That was funny. I didn't notice until the end what he was doing, getting the crowd fired up. He's such a great fan there, and I've over the years said hello a few times, but that was the best interaction, and that was genuine. It was cool.
And coach was on MDMA at the time, so that back rub felt really
Boy, the coach is definitely saying something that I would not have said because I am of a different generation.
Well, I feel like we'd get a different response from him if the team ended up losing.
Yeah, right.
DJ Khaled's been banned from our
it's
team.
Like, dude, sit down. You're a fan. You're not on the team. Sit down.
He paid good money for those seats.
Probably.
If he wants Coach to dance for him, he can.
Oh, here we go. We're going back to Alfonso, are we? Okay. All right.
Maybe we need DJ Khaled in the dugout for the Mariners.
That's a good call.
Oh, why? You think the Mariners having troubles?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You think, okay, Logan Gilbert's on the mound. He doesn't give up any run. He gave up a grand slam.
Yeah.
He pitched pretty good besides that. But
That's what I turned it on right at the grand slam, so I was like, oh, great for me.
It's your fault.
Yeah, it was my fault. I totally jinxed it. I was like, oh, let's see how the Mariners are doing. There's a drive. I'm like, are you kidding?
That's all the Phillies needed because they ended up winning that game 4-2. Mariners are off today, off to New York to take on the New York Mets for a series.
Oh, that won't go badly.
Well, maybe they play well against the bad teams. Who knows? I mean, the good teams.
Yeah. Well, let's hope.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball, I love talking about people who catch foul balls in the weirdest ways. And we talked about the guy who caught one when like he was holding his baby or nursing his baby or feeding the baby, whatever.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah. Nursing's a different.
That's why I had to correct myself.
But that'd be a whole different story if he was able to be nursing the baby while
that would have went viral.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the most recent one, a man caught a foul ball with his box of popcorn.
Yeah.
Wow. And it was awesome. I don't know if you've seen this.
I have not seen the popcorn catch.
Ball's flying in the air, and he just puts the box out, and catches it.
Oh, man.
The popcorn goes flying.
Do you think he gets a new box of popcorn for that?
I would hook him up with a box. If
That's
the
awesome.
team didn't, I would buy him one.
There you go.
That is fantastic.
The play-by-play guys thought it was pretty awesome as well.
Popcorn coming at you.
Look at that. Oh, so you don't need to spend a lot of money on an expensive baseball glove.
It's right in there.
It did. It fit right. Well, look at that. That was during the Marlins Diamondbacks game.
He's a smart guy because the guys that catch those balls with their bare hand, I don't know how they don't break their hand. It really depends, I guess, but I thought I could catch a home run ball and I would have ripped my hand off.
If anything, this guy needs to get like a good screen capture of him catching it while the popcorn's flying and get that like framed.
I'm with you.
Or put it through that my new profile picture filter thingy that makes everything look like an incredible piece of art.
Yeah.
Yeah, except me. Still makes me look like me.
Yeah.
I thought you looked like a very cartoony version of a serial killer.
Yeah,
thanks a lot. Yeah. That's exactly what we were going for.
I thought so. As far as weather, 51 degrees. It's going to rain today. That's the Migs report, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve got this one right.
What is the name of Peter's wife and family guy?
Meg.
No.
Oh, that's wow. That's
Lois.
my kid.
Yes.
Wow. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course, we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field, but one of the things to remember is that if you decide once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.